your team's game in San Jose?
It's always tougher watching it on TV, so I definitely would feel better being there, for sure. But I thought the first half, I thought we played very well. I thought our possession was really good. I thought the team showed good fight and good character. Second half, I thought San Jose got a little more of the game early on. Obviously, it was difficult. It was a difficult situation when you're forced to make two subs that you don't expect to make with Torres and Evans going down, and so so then you're handcuffed a little bit in the second half as to what changes you can make. But after going down 1-0, I think again we showed determination and character to come back, and to get a point down there was very important for us.
How do you watch a game when you're not there? You take notes? Do you just kind of? Is there a process that you take?
I think my wife said I sounded like a guy with a health issue on Tourette's. So I don't know what that means. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
Is it hard? I mean, you heard a player say it's so hard.
It's harder. It's much harder to, the hardest thing when you go from playing to coaching, the hardest thing is you've lost control. As a player, you always have control over something, some aspect, something out there, and then as a coach, you've lost control over all that. So then you sort of get yourself into a mindset and a rhythm in terms of coaching, and then then when you're watching on TV, when you're used to being sitting on the sidelines, then you've lost even more control at that point. So.
Do you know anything more about the two guys that had to leave the game early, in Torres and Evans?
We'll know more as we move forward. I think they were doing an MRI this morning on Torres, and then with Evans, he came in this morning feeling pretty good, but there's a little bit of a protocol that they got to go through.
And is Ozzy? I know he was missing for suspension, but is he healthy?
Yeah, he's healthy.
What do you think of Ivanchitz?
Thought it was good. I think Andreas came into the game. Obviously, people could see that he's got good service on set pieces, and that helped us as well equalize the game. I think he's one of those guys like Papa is a left-footed player who's comfortable on either side of the pitch. I think Andreas is a little more comfortable on the left side, just because I think he's played more there. But I thought he came in and did well. Again, there's a lot of things on TV you can't see. We talked about his coaches this morning, and where was his positioning, how was his defending, things like that. But so I can't really comment on those things.
Watching from afar, did you sense any more danger, or were you any more optimistic whenever he stepped up over the set pieces than maybe you otherwise would have been?
No, we're definitely more dangerous when he's on the ball for set pieces. I mean, he gave a great ball to Nagel that Nagel should have scored on. He almost found Chad's head on another one, and obviously found Zach's head on the other one. So, yeah, it definitely helps.
You mentioned the protocol with Evans. When does that kick in? I mean, it seems obvious that if something happened, he played for 35 minutes with it having happened.
The protocol kicks in when you're, as I understand it, is when you're symptom-free. Then they do something with you physically. I think 10 minutes on the bike, 10 minutes jogging, and if you're symptom-free again, then they go to the next stage. And then you go, if you're symptom-free, then you go see the neurologist or whatever and take that test, and then he clears you, and then you ramp up again, and so so you can go through the protocol within, 4 days, but, if symptoms come back, then obviously you start back, you always fall back to the beginning.
I mean, when he takes the blow to the head, is there nothing more than, are you okay?
No. Obviously, I mean, there's a whole checklist that the trainers go through, and Cornish went through that with him, and he did all the things correctly. He answered all the questions they ask you, like spell your name backwards. I don't know what they ask you, but all these things, and he did all right on that. He passed on all right on that, and then at halftime, he wanted to go back in, but then I think there was a question or two that he didn't get right, and so the feeling was, let's take him out now.
And you'll be in Vancouver?
I'll be in Vancouver, whether they want me or not.
You hear so much, obviously. The MLS season a marathon, not a sprint, but we are getting near the end of this race. Can you feel that the guys are sensing that and taking up another level as you get ready for Vancouver?
Yeah, I think the guys know the urgency of it, and I said to the guys all along, we got to get our battle down, our spirit, our effort down, and then the soccer will follow. And I think the soccer, like I said, was pretty good in the first half. We got to continue to fight and battle. That's just part of the nature of where we're at and our position in the league. But as you can see, the hard times befall teams at different parts of the season. So, we still need to get points on the road. So getting the point in San Jose was important, even more so important because we took 2 points away from them. And, we got to get something, go up there to Vancouver. So, and then we have still Kansas City on the road and Houston on the road. So we got to get something on the road games, and we got to win our home games.
What's the challenge up there? Obviously a good team, great fans. I mean, it's a kind of a double.
A good team, a lot of speed, so they're a team that, they don't mind you having possession of the ball. They don't mind you being in their end of the field. It just opens up for them opportunities to counter. They've played, they've been able to play a group, I think, pretty consistently together. I know Morales was out a little bit, and Rosales has missed up a little bit as well. But, in general rule, that Mane is going to be out there. Rivero's been out there pretty much all the time. Either Rosales or Morales have been there. And then they've got different speed choices that they can make on the flanks. So, it's a team that, because of their speed and their ability to want to get behind you because of their directness, they're a team that's always dangerous.
What did you make of the combination of Valdez and Oba and Dempsey, and did you have final say on how they lined up?
Yeah, it was good. We talked on Friday, and I asked Nelson, can he play wide left for us, because we still feel more comfortable in the 4-4-2 at this moment. And he said, yeah. He said to me as well, he goes, I can play here all the time, if that's what you want me to do. I just need a game or two to get used to it. I mean, he's such a good competitor and team player. It's unfortunate that early in the game Marvell Wynn steps right on the same spot that he's been injured on, steps on his ankle on the same spot, so he gets those 2 contusions. But, he does so many things for us, not just offensively, but then, he comes up where he heads the ball and then blocks the shot in the box, through effort. So, and as he plays with Oba and Clint, the understanding grows. They had a couple of good interchanges between them. He understands that Oba and Clint have a unique relationship, so we got to get them close together. Oba scores a great goal. Clint, coming back after a tough week at practice, I thought, and, that he's not somebody we planned on playing 90 minutes. So obviously, with the substitutions we had to make, he really held it out for the team. So all 3 of those guys contributed in a huge manner to our victory.